Yes, good afternoon to everyone. Today's topic, what is the today's topic, Om? It is
Registration of private company.
Yeah, the companies. How are we going to start that registration? What are the procedures to start a company, and how are we going to register the company, and what are the documents required for any company if you want to start a new venture if you want to start. So next onwards we're going to conduct like this only, okay? Because it is compulsory. As per the UGC guidance, we're going to do video recording with them. What about your team members, man? Home?
They'll join, sir.
They joined?
They'll join, sir.
Okay, right. Why don't you start? Your introduction.
Okay. So, very good afternoon, everyone. Our topic is about registration of private company limited. So, we're going to talk about how a company can be set up, what are the documents that are needed for a company to be set up, and what are the main criteria, how we can go ahead with it, what is memorandum, what is articles, what are the other documents like registration, how does it look, how does a registration of a company or an incorporation certificate look, what are the other forms, or what are the latest updates that is there as according to the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. So these are the things that we are going to cover. Without any further ado, I'm getting into the topic, that is the Companies Act. We all know that the Companies Act has been amended under 2013, which was passed by the Parliament and have taken the consent from the President of India, and is in force from 29th August 2013. That is the new Companies Act, and this act was again altering the 1946 Act of Company. So here,
the Companies Act, which was introduced in 1956,
so 1956.
Not 46. Yeah.
My bad. So it's 1950s, okay. Which was amended again in 2013. So here we have to understand what is a company. A company can be an artificial person, a group of people, or an individual forming an organization for their individual benefit or for profit making. According to the Companies Act of 2013, the definition says company means a company incorporated under this act or any previous company law. In other words, a company is a legal entity which is formed by different individuals to generate profit through their commercial activities. So that is the definition of the company here. So any questions on this?
No. Go ahead. Go to next one.
So the next chart talks about the characteristics of private limited company. So these things are very important when you're registering any company. So you need to have minimum of 2 directors and members are required.
Ashita and Jayashree, come to video. Yeah, go ahead, man.
So 2 members are at least the minimum to start off a company. Why only 2 members to start off a company? Why can't it be 1? Is because 1 can be a sole trader. Okay, so again, that doesn't come under the parameter of getting registered, because if it's less than 9 lakhs of capital or returns, you don't have to actually register a company. And if it's run by only 1 person, though you still have a provision to register, yes, of course, but it's not a mandate. But if there are 2 or more people involved in any business, you have to get it registered. And the maximum number of members that a company can have on its board is 200. And when it comes to capital, no minimum capital required. So if you can start off a company with 0 capital investment, there is no such clause saying that you have to minimum invest certain amount of capital. Transfer of shares can be restricted as per the Articles of Association. If at all you need to transfer any shares, then it has to be a prerequisite on the Articles of Association. You have to specify that before in hand. If at all you wanted to transfer any shares which is not mentioned in the articles, then you have to make the amendments to the articles, get it registered, and then only you can transfer the rights, or else you cannot do that. Then when it comes to loans from shareholders and directors are allowed. Anyone can put in money into the business as a loan. So this chart completely talks about the characteristics. Any questions on this?
The transfer of shares you told now can be restricted as per the AOA. What is AOA?
Articles of Association.
So in this Articles of Association, it is only the rules and regulation which is created by us. Yes or no? So as per AOA, it is restricted, they told no. So in a private company, they are restricted to issue their shares to other person like a public company.
Sir, here in the articles, every company has its own articles, which is basically the rules and regulation of a company. When a person decides not to transfer any shares, say if I am putting a clause saying that I cannot go ahead and transfer any of the shares to a third party, wherein I will only be the person owning that share, or else I have to sell that. So that one I would have already mentioned in the article. If that is not mentioned in the article, then I have to also mention that this amount of shares withholded or held by the person can be transferred or sold. If that is not there, you cannot do that. You need to have a registrar look at the articles of association again. You have to redesign the article, then get it registered, then only you can implement it.
Okay. Madhu, make me that host.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So any more questions, sir?
No. Go ahead. Go to next slide.
The next slide talks about the steps of private limited company registration. First thing that we are going to talk about, obtaining digital signature certificates, that is the DSC. So everyone will talk about the DSC. The DSC is how your company would sign, like how your director signature should be, who is the person initiating the registration of the company. When I'm talking about DSC, it's the person who is acting as a director, the person who is initiating the registration of the company, and how will his sign look. So that is the first step. Second step is obtaining director's identification number. Once you have your very own signature, digital signature as a director or a person who's starting of the company, the next step is to identify yourself. Like we all have a PAN card, right? So the same way, the director will also have a number called as DIN, that is the director's identification number, which will be assigned to the director of the company, saying that he is the director, and to the company whichever he is going to register, that is the DIN. Next is the name reservation. When it comes to name reservation, you are allowed to have as many as 6 names can be chosen for your company, and you have to make sure that all those 6 names or one of those names are not part of any other company or doesn't intervene with the national or the government emblems and their names. Okay, your name should be unique, and the name of your company should always notify the agenda of the company. What is the activity? It should relate to the
Give an
activity
example
of
for
the
that.
company.
Anyone example?
For an example, if I'm saying Khadi exports, then by looking at the name Khadi exports, I will understand that I will export Khadi materials.
Okay. Any present example you can give? Khadi Export is the public related company. Okay. Any other example? McDonald's, Domino's.
Yeah, McDonald's for burgers, Pizza Hut. So those are
these
one.
are the name should be highlighted. What type of service they are providing. So it should be highlighted in that part. Okay.
Yes,
next.
So next step is, once your name is registered and it is confirmed by the ministry saying that this name can be utilized for your company, fourth step is to draft the MOA and AOA. That is the Memorandum of Association and Articles of Association. We will deep dive into Memorandum of Association and Articles of Association in further slides. For now, these are the 2 major documents that is needed for any company registration, which talks about the framework of the company and the rules and regulations of the company. Then comes the 5th step, that is filing of incorporation document. Once your memorandum, your signature, your digital identification number for directors, your name reservation, everything is confirmed, you have to go for the registration of your company, and your registration of a company will have some fees to it, and those will be attested by the notary, and you have to have the stamp duties paid. Once your stamp duties, your attestation, and all the legal formalities are done, you would be issued a incorporation of certificate. Then comes your step 6, that is your PAN and TAN. You all know what is a PAN, that is your personal identification number, and TAN is your tax identification number, that is for the collection and for the payment of taxes. So any questions still here?
So what is the difference between a PAN and TAN? Why the TAN is very, very important for any company?
Sir, when it comes to TAN, they are talking about your TDS related stuff, sir. When you want to deduct any tax at source, so you will majorly use a TAN. So uh, anything the government wants to take from your account, it will use your TAN and will be accounted as part of TAN. When it comes
My
to
account or company's account?
company's account,
Okay. Oh, what is the abbreviation for TAN?
that is your tax collection account number.
Account number. What about PAN?
Personal account number, a
Personal?
permanent account number.
Yeah, permanent account. Okay, go ahead next.
So the documents and information that is required for any registration of a company, that is your PAN card, copy of Indian citizen. First, you have to prove if you're an Indian citizen. If you're a foreigner, you have to have your passport, your ID proof, that is your voter ID, passport, Aadhaar card, and driving license. Residential proof, mobile bills, electric, telephone bills, bank statement, and so on. Mandatory documents are your articles of association and memorandum of association. Affidavit of DIR 2, INC 9, etc. are those forms which are very much needed. Those are nothing but the affidavits. We will go ahead and see what are those. Address proof of
What is the address proof? I'm not hearing it, pa.
Whom we are not able to hear you.
We are not able to hear.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Can I move ahead? Any questions on this?
You can go through next.
Okay. We have to talk about, this is one of the most important document when it comes to registration of a company, that is NIC 9 form. This form acts as a affidavit. The name of the company, the proposer's name, what he is supposed to do, what are the do's and don'ts, all the details that is furnished. Is he a offender of any legal practices, and what are the documents and the details that is furnished, is it right, and he acknowledges that everything is genuine and legit according to him. It's an affidavit, and this will be signed by the proposer of the company, of the company, and be sealed and signatured by him. And next comes the certificate of incorporation. So this is how the certificate of incorporation looks when it comes to Act of 2013.
Perfect. Good. Next.
Okay, and we have to talk about the updates in company registration space in India. So when we are looking at what are the current updates, we have a single window clearance when it comes to registration of a company. Speed incorporation with the stipulated time. That is nothing but a single window clearance. E-filing of MOA and AOA. So you don't have to have a hard document and go to the registrar of a company directly and to get it filed. You can always do it online. That is another feature that is added. And pre-approved name can also be filed. Since say you don't have already a name that is designated to you, but you can choose any of the name for a company and you can still go ahead with it. Later you can have the name of the company restructured or changed. Those are the new updates. So when I talk about SPICE India, this is one of the latest update. What it means is, it can any process which is related to the registration of the company can be done within a day. So that is the
Within a day.
yeah, that is the new update, sir, according to the Ministry of Corporate Affairs.
Oh, okay, perfect.
So that is a new update. Within a day, you can close all the registrations, all the legal formalities, and it falls under a part of SPICE plus. That is the name of it.
Okay.
So next comes the Memorandum of Association. So one thing when it comes to Memorandum of Association, everyone knows it is the general framework of a company. And we have certain clauses when you're designing a Memorandum of Association. Those are name clause, what is the name of the company, domicile, where the company is registered or located, object of the company, what is,
Location. Is it domicile is nothing but location?
yes, where is it
Okay, the
registered,
place.
where it is there, yes.
Okay.
Then the object, what is the object of the company? Is it having a profit objective or a social objective? It can be a money motivated company or a non-profit
Okay.
oriented company. Liability, whether it is a limited company or an unlimited company. Capital, how much of capital can it subscribe? What is the minimum, what is the maximum capital can be subscribed? Subscription clause, who are the first capital subscribers, who are the first investors, that has to be documented as part of Memorandum of Association. So any questions on this?
No more. This all we already discussed, I think.
Yes.
Go to next.
So I'm moving ahead. So when it comes to articles of association, we have the content. What does it have? Company, and where does it register? Where is it registered? That's the furnished municipal as the company's place of business. Where is it registered? Where is it operating? The company can have many branches, but where is the head office located? That is what we're talking about here. It's nothing but domicile. The company's field of activity, what does it do? Share capital, how much of share capital does it have? Nominal value is very important. What is the nominal value per share? That has to be recorded. Number of members of board, that is the board of directors, auditors, and deputy members and other teams has to be registered as part of articles of association. Notice of a general meeting of shareholders, then agenda of annual general meeting, provisions, other provisions. So these are the things that an article of association should have. So this is nothing but the rules and regulations, what the company is going to do, how the company is going to get regulated. And when it comes to the Companies Act of 2013, the articles of association is getting widened. Why? Because they are looking at more scope of controlling and governing the business. When it comes to government, they're making sure that all regulations are met. They're planning to add some more stuff, and it is in the process of construction. Any questions on this?
Anyone have a question? You can ask. What about your team members? Who are they?
Sir, Yashashwini, Varsha, and Pranita, me, sir.
Yashaswini, Varsha, and Pranita. They are joined, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah, Yashaswini, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Varsha?
Yes, sir.
So next topic, why don't you explain it, sir? Varsha ji?
So that's it, sir. We're done, sir.
You've done it.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
my dear students,
Here
if you
I
have a
have,
doubt, you can ask.
sir, one last thing, sir.
Yeah.
I have added a few of the links, that is the Companies Act. This talks about what the Company Act is. And this talks about the one-day registration, that is the SPCE and the
SPC,
SPCS plus.
SPIC.
Yes, SPICE and SPICE plus. And then comes the PDF. This is the PDF of Companies Act 2013. You have at least 400 pages to 300 pages, 300 to 400 pages of entire Companies Act, memorandum and articles of association.
Okay,
For
my
your
question
reference.
is, the company registration for private company, what is the difference between the public company and private company registration? Any one or two difference you can tell? For company registration, the private company and public company, there is some liberty we're going to get in that public company and private company. And what is the difference you can see in that part?
So first thing itself is the name, sir. Naming convention would be
Name is
PVT
Private Limited. Okay, good.
and
At the time of registration, there is no rules and regulation. If whatever the things you explained, which is related to public company also. But what is the difference we may see in that registration?
sir, share capital, liability, it can be an unlimited liability when it comes to a
Private
government
limited.
company. No, private limited, it's a
Government
limited
company.
liability company, LLP, right, sir? And the government company, it can be unlimited, sir.
Sorry, it is
Subscription,
limited.
capital. Sorry, sir?
In public company, whatever the shares amount you invested, that much only you are liable for the public company. But private company it is different. It is not
No,
unlimited.
sir. In private company, it is limited, sir.
It is
Which is
unlimited. Public company it is limited.
sir,
Whenever you invest
liability.
the money,
I'm talking about liability, sir. The claims. See, when the
who are the
government has
owners in
to.
that public company? Shareholder. Private company, who is the shareholder? The owners only. The owners are called as a shareholders. Is it or not? But private limited company maximum limit is 200 members. Public limited is unlimited. So whatever the money they fix for shares, that much only they are liable to pay in public limited. Whatever the losses is happen, they are not liable. They are the owners, but they are not liable. It is limited. But private limited, sometimes it may be unlimited. Okay, it is not unlimited. Okay. Next.
Okay, sir.
Any other difference? The name.
Yeah.
Name is also one difference you can say. Next. Commencement certificate is there. You know commencement certificate?
Yes, sir. From the day from which the business started.
See, incorporation certificate, MOA, AOA. That's a two legal document which is required for public as well as private limited company. Both the company is required, and they need a prospectus also in public limited. But here, in private limited, is it required or not?
No, sir. Because we initially only they will not issue shares, so don't need to have.
That's the one thing. And one more difference, the commencement certificate. So the public company can start their business after receiving that commencement certificate from the register office. But for private limited company, they not wait for any commencement certificate. If they got the incorporation certificate, it's enough to start their business. That's another difference.
Okay, sir.
And anything else?
That's it,
sir.
From your team members?
Sir, about statutory meeting, a private company, they need not start up with statutory meeting. But
yeah, statutory legal requirement. Okay, tell me, Pa.
Sir, in case of private company, the company is not required to conduct a statutory meeting of the members of like 5 reports to the register of companies.
I'm not getting it. Who is Arshita?
Sir?
Hello. Yeah,
Who
is asking?
Pranita, sir. Pranita alva matartarodu.
Pranita J, ask properly.
Sir, I'm not like answering, sir.
You're answering. Okay. Tell me. What is the answer you are giving?
Sir, statutory meeting public company ಮಾಡಬೇಕು but private company is not required.
I'm not hearing it properly.
Sir, I can tell you that when it
Tell
comes
me.
to statutory company, you
Hmm.
you have to have a statutory meeting.
Okay.
But when it comes to a private company, you don't have to do it.
It's
not
required.
mandatory.
Okay, it's not a mandatory. It's optional. Okay, good. It's another difference we can say. Yes. Anyhow, you explained very well in that part. Bharat, you can stop that recording.
Okay, sir.
Madhu,
Sir.
stop recording, man.
Done, sir.